Hi, welcome along to AFTV. Some breaking news that has just dropped about Eddie Nketiah. Worst kept secret around. We all knew this was coming. It was just a matter of when. But it's been confirmed that Eddie Nketiah has signed a new long-term deal at Arsenal, said to be 5 years. Great contract for him, said to be £100,000 a week, although that part hasn't been confirmed. They don't normally confirm those parts anyway. And he will wear the number 14 shirt. So Eddie Nketiah switching from his shirt that's been number 30 to number 14. And there's been a few people kind of losing it over that. Me, I don't mind, but we'll get into it. I want to ask you guys about that as well, but it's confirmed. Eddie Nketiah has signed a new long-term deal at Arsenal. Remember, there were some clubs that were really interested in signing him. Crystal Palace were after him. There was said to be clubs over there in the Bundesliga, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Bayer Leverkusen, Brighton over here in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta really wanted him to stay. Remember, he finished off the season really, really well, and he's got his man, and Eddie Nketiah is going to be an Arsenal player going on into the next season. Let me just read you the quotes from Mikel Arteta. This is what he said. He said, "I'm delighted that Eddie is staying with us. He represents what we're all about and all the values of the club. We're happy that he has extended his contract, and now we have to get to work and continue to develop the great talent and person that we have in him." And also technical director Edu, these were his quotes. He said, "The foundations for this squad are built on young talent, and in particular, those who have come through the academy system. Eddie was released by another club as a young man, but has always shown that he has the attitude as well as the ability to become a top player. The fact that he signed a new contract is an important part of our squad planning for next season, and we are delighted." And as I said, they went on to say that he's switching from the number 30 to the number 14 shirt, and Eddie Nketiah will be an Arsenal player next season going on. So I wanted to get your guys' reaction on it. What do you guys make of it? Eddie Nketiah signing a new long-term contract. I'll give you my opinion at first. I think it makes perfect sense. I mean, you know, I know some people have sort of been split on this, but I thought that Eddie Nketiah, listen, right up till before the end of the season, I probably would have been like kind of in the camp where I'm thinking, I don't know, man, I'm not sure. But for me, he finished off the season brilliantly, scored some really important goals, and looked the player that, you know, a really, really good player. And there were a lot of teams after him. He was going to be able to leave on a free contract. To me, it makes perfect sense to give him a new deal. I know there's been some people moaning about the £100,000 a week, but listen, if we didn't pay him that, he'd be gone. He would have got a better deal than that, or would have been able to rival that elsewhere, because remember, he wouldn't have had a transfer fee elsewhere. And I know some people are losing it about the number 14 shirt. And I know I was chatting to Cecil earlier. I know he's not happy with it. I know that talking to Turkish, he's not happy with it. But me, you know what? I kind of admire the fact that he's backing himself. He knows, Eddie Nketiah knows, right, that shirt holds a lot. Number 14 shirt, worn by Thierry Henry, of course, legend of the club. Was also, well, who else had it? Theo Walcott wore it as well. And then, of course, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. All of those players have scored a lot of goals. Even Theo, he scored a lot of goals, right? They've all worn that 14 shirt. He knows by taking that 14 shirt, that's going to get some people thinking, why are you taking that shirt? That's Thierry Henry's shirt. You can't back it up. Well, he's backing himself. He's saying to himself, you know, I back myself to wear this shirt with honour and wear it with pride and to justify wearing the shirt. And I kind of respect that. I respect that in Eddie Nketiah. So I would love to find out what your guys' views on it is. This guy here, obviously Karen says, no one would have paid him 100k. Come on, Robbie. Well, I think, hold on. Obviously, Karen, you need to understand how transfers work, yeah? When there's no fee involved, which in this case he would have walked away, no fee. So under normal circumstances, probably you're thinking Eddie Nketiah is like probably a £70,000 a week player with getting a new deal. Probably that's around roughly what he'd be getting, right? But he's got no fee, right? Last season, even before he started scoring a few goals before the end of the season, last season Arsenal were valuing him at 20 million pounds. Now there's no 20 million for that club to pay. So what happens in a lot of these deals is they're able to give the player more wages to persuade him to come because they've saved all that upfront money on the fee. So understand how these things work. That's how comes Aaron Ramsey went to Juventus and was getting nearly £400,000 a week because there was no fee on him. They didn't have to pay 30, 40 million. They got him for nothing. So you have to understand how these deals work. He would have got that sort of money elsewhere, and they had to match that. So you've got to understand how these things work. This guy says Boris Lyle settings. Listen, man, facts. I'm giving you the facts on how this thing works, right? And here's this one here from the number one waffler. He says Eddie will prove everyone wrong. Watched him from the youth academy coming through. All these fans saying, "Oh no, get rid." Don't even go to the stadium to watch their team play. Eddie is Arsenal. Ben says Eddie Nketiah deserves it. Now let's get a proper first 11 number 9. But this guy, Sean M, says it's actually embarrassing, Robbie. He's awful. He's not awful. He's not awful. I'm sorry. You forget towards the end of the season when he was given a chance. The Joneses says, I like Eddie and I admire the fact that he's determined to do great things. He's one of us, hail him boy. And he says, call me, Eddie, call me. Right? As one of his biggest fans, Kelechi, is always saying. Article writing says, the number 14 shirt, though, that is iconic. Is Eddie iconic? I don't think so. Well, he's taking it on. Give him his respect for taking that on. He didn't, he's putting himself under he's putting himself under a lot of pressure by taking that shirt. He is putting himself under a lot of pressure because misses a couple of chances earlier on in the season. First thing people are going to say, why did he get that? He ain't no number 14, blah, 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 blah. But he's prepared to take that pressure. And like Edu said, he's a mentally tough guy. He was released. He said, Edu said in his statement he was reduced by a club earlier on in his career. I can tell you that club was Chelsea. He was at Chelsea. He was released from Chelsea's squad as a youngster. For a lot of kids, that's like really, really tough to take. He's gone to Arsenal. He's done well. And now he's just earned himself a bumper contract. Big him up. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, Robbie, this is bad news. There is no way this can be positive news. I don't rate him at all. Well, that's, everyone's got their opinion on him. RDX200 says, Nketiah is good, but 100k a week is probably too much. I think we've got Cecil there joining us as well. I know Cecil ain't been too infused. How you doing, Cecil?
How am I doing? I'm not good, Rob. I can't lie, yeah. I'm, you know me, very positive and whatnot on the club. And I see the club does, I think, hey, that makes sense. The 14 top for me, this has rattled me today, royally rattled me, seeing Eddie Nketiah have that top. And maybe it's just me as a fan, but that number meant a lot. It still means a lot to me. Even when Aubameyang had it, when he got it, I questioned it at the time, I understood it. This one, I just can't understand. Eddie would have signed without getting the 14 top. He would have re-signed, in my opinion, without getting the number 14 top. This 14 shirt was made relevant by Thierry Henry. It's a subs number. He made it relevant. The amount of gravitas that number has because of him, it should have been retired after him, okay? Theo Walcott, he took it after, of course. I understand. I understood it at a point. Still was disappointed, but it should have been retired after him. Even if we look at the numbers that have been retired, even look at Birmingham City, they retired Jude Bellingham's number 22 when he went to Borussia Dortmund, and that was just because of the sale and what he's done for the club. Thierry Henry's number should have been retired. It's not on Eddie Nketiah. I'm not getting on him. Let me just make that clear as well. I'm annoyed at the club for just dishing out this number willy-nilly. They're throwing things around just like there's no one's business. The captain's armband gets thrown around, has no relevance, has no legacy. The number 14 right now, even other numbers. You can talk about Emil Smith Rowe getting a 10 early. I'm not going to get into that, but the 14 for me and Robbie, I know I know how much you love Thierry Henry. I know you're saying, oh, I'm not really that.
Thierry Henry is my favourite player of all time.
Exactly. So this 14 surely means something. It's not just calm for you, surely.
All right, let me come back to you. Mark T says, with Eddie signing, Gabriel Jesus most likely coming in, do you feel we need another signing? Most definitely do. And he said Richarlison would be great, Robbie. And also Kane says he's done nothing. The delusion from you idiots is unreal. Stop making excuses, man. This club is riddled with mediocre, and you're spearheading this. Now, listen, Kane, let me just explain to you. And I'm going to get back to you on what you was just saying there as well. But Kane, for me, if Eddie Nketiah is our main striker, I agree with you. But he's not going to be the main striker. They are looking to bring in another striker. I personally think we should be bringing in 2 strikers. I've said it all along. So Eddie's a striker, and then you've got, like, say, Gabriel Jesus and another. That's what I think we should be doing. Or if they bring in, like, say, a Rafinha or somebody, goal scorers from other positions that can play across a sort of a front line, a bit like what Liverpool do, then I'd have that as well. But we definitely need more than Eddie Nketiah. But you cannot tell me that how he finished off that season, that he didn't deserve to be considered for a new contract. I thought he was one of the better players towards the end of that season. And going to the number 14 shirt, listen, you're right. Thierry Henry, my favourite player of all time. I'm not as caught up on the number thing, man. You know me already, Cecil. I'm not under... Maybe, listen, other people are different to me. I don't really care about what number he wears. And as I said, I kind of have a bit of admiration for him because he's taking on a lot of pressure. He knows, right, that there's going to be people like you, Cecil, and many, many, many others that are upset that he's chosen to take the number 14 shirt. And that he's been given the number 14 shirt. But you know what? What it shows me is that this guy is really, really confident in himself and is willing to take on that flack because he backs himself. And he thinks he's going to do well, and that bodes well for me.
Right, yeah. I listen, like as well, Rob. I can't stay too long, but again, you talk about him not being the main striker. We needed 2 strikers. He might not be the main striker. To give someone who's not going to be the main striker the 14 top, I don't even know if it's him. I'm sure it's the club that would have put it in his negotiations, which frustrates me even more. But
I'm sure he would have asked for it.
Really? Do you really?
I'm
really
sure he would have
that?
asked it. He was number 30.
Which is,
I reckon he would have asked for it because otherwise you just say, right. A lot of times when you're doing these negotiations, remember he's been in a good position in these negotiations. He would have just said, right, yeah, and I'll keep my 30 shirt, or I want the number 9, or I want this, or I want that. But he's asked for number 14. I'm convinced he asked for that.
I'm not that I'll be shocked if he did that. I just think that's a bit cheeky. I think, listen, number 30, it's not a bad number. Messi's number 30 at PSG. Go and make number 30 relevant, and Eddie Nketiah. Leave 14, please, man. I'll give it to him. End of the season, done all right. Scored 5 goals. Listen, a lot of the upturn was from him coming in. Come on.
If he scores 20 goals by the end of the season, you going to care about the number?
Rob, 14. Yes, I will care. I won't care as much because Aubameyang got the 14 eventually, but for someone who's only just come into the last end of the season, got 5 goals, to get offered number 14, Thierry Henry's number, off the back of that, and may not even be the main striker, still very young, hasn't done too much. He hasn't done much. What is he? Top goal scorer under 21s of England. That's it. You don't deserve the number 14 top at Arsenal for that.
So you think you have to earn that? You have to earn that 14. You don't just get given that.
100%. If anything, listen, it should have been retired anyway. But if it's not going to be retired, it's going to continue being in amongst the new players that sign or play it for Arsenal. You have to earn that top. For me as a fan, it means stop. I don't know what I think. Even now, when I go and play football and I'm looking for a number when I sign a club, I look for 14. It holds something within me as a fan. It has so much legacy. And like I said, Thierry Henry made that number important. Yes, you should have to earn the right to hold that shirt. You can't be coming in.
What are you doing wearing it then? Why are you wearing it?
I'm not wearing an Arsenal Football Club. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. You said it as well, Rob. Come on, he's put a lot of pressure on himself.
He has actually heaped a lot of pressure on himself. Listen, he'll be under pressure as it is, and he's put more pressure on himself by taking that shirt. I know, but as I said, I admire that in a little way. Let me do some more of these comments because they're flooding in. Lucas says, so 10 league goals in 59 appearances gets you 100k. Joke. I think we have to also factor in how many games has he started in that time. He started very little games, so I think it's very unfair to throw the stat in like that. Siege Arsenal says, Cecil is vexed. I feel you, bro. But let's give Eddie a chance and let him prove us wrong. And I'm sure you will. And Bo Chris says, would Arshavin be the best player in the squad today? And then there's this one here. Eabed says, the reason I fell in love with Arsenal is because of the number 14 icon. And now Eddie, he's good, but does not deserve that iconic number 14. Exactly what you're saying, Cecil. So you think someone at the club should have said, no, you can't have that?
Rob, that would make me, if they came out and said, like, we know the number 14 is vacant, but you know what, Eddie, we're not going to give it to you right now. Stick with number 30. Like I said, Messi's number 30. Make your name of yourself. Do well. Have a good season. Then we'll be able to pass it on. I know that's not football, but Arteta in that football club, he knows the significance of that number 14. I understand the Kroenkes and all that. Whether they don't care, they don't know. They don't have a clue about number 14. But Mikel Arteta must know that this holds a lot of importance to a lot of fans. Listen, you even saw Arsenal send an email saying, send in a voice note and let us know your thoughts about Eddie getting number 14. Like, that's how much they're trying to play on it as well. It has so much significance. I can't believe it. And yes, I know other people wore it. I know Martin Keown wore it, but what Thierry did for that number, it goes beyond me. And I just
Cameron,
have to earn the right.
Yeah, Cameron Brooks says Edu has said that Eddie's earned the number 14 shirt. Does Cecil disagree with Edu?
Yes, I wholeheartedly.
Listen, he's not earned. I disagree with Edu, even though I'm saying, but I disagree with Edu. He has not earned the number 14 shirt. He's not earned it. I'm saying I admire the fact that he's taken it, knowing that he's putting himself under some serious pressure. But the question is, he earned it? No chance, man. You got to go a very, very long way to earn that shirt after the person who's worn it before.
100%.
And I think the only person who's come close has been Aubameyang.
Yeah, he has. It'll be Aubameyang.
Yeah, but we got to give it time. Like I said, if next season he banged in 20 goals, we might say, that I don't think no one would be talking about the shirt. Yanni says, Robbie's acting like Ty. Eddie should never have been given a 14. He should never have got a new contract. He should have been sold like Willett. Well, he wasn't sold. He wasn't sold, Yanni, right? And they kept him. And towards the end of the season, he done a job. He played well, right? So, and then there's this guy here, Abdul Majid says, apologies, mate. He says, Robbie, wake up. Liverpool gives 100k for Darwin Núñez and we give 100k to Eddie. I just explained how these deals work. When there's no transfer fee, Liverpool just had to pay £85 million for Darwin Núñez. And there will be a time along the line, probably in a year's time, they'll probably have to up that money if he scores a certain amount of goals. But they've had to outlay, there you have your answer for these sort of things. They've had to outlay £85 million. And then on top of that, they're paying 100k. So it's a very, very expensive deal for Liverpool Football Club. And they got themselves a great player. But Robbie, when you have no fee and it's just, you're saving a lot of money. Even though for us, it looks ridiculous, the club itself, when they sit down and they work out the economics around that deal, have saved a lot of money.
Rob, I'm going to have to big up everyone in the chat and watching the video. I'm going to have to leave. I have to shoot now. But Rob, thank you for bringing me in. Listen, number 14, very important to me as a fan. But listen, I think it's way too soon. But I'm rattled. That's my weekend done. But I'll see you next week, Rob.
No worries,
enjoy
man.
the rest of your life.
No
man.
worries.
Take
Thanks,
care,
Cecil. Thanks,
Take
Cecil.
care.
Are you guys in agreement with Cecil? He makes a very, very, very good case. And I see where he's coming from, and I know he's a massive lover of Thierry Henry, as I am, and he just thinks that number is so iconic that it shouldn't just be handed out. He even said, you heard what Cecil said, he felt that the number should have been retired. WMW says, sorry, VMW, what am I looking at? He says, are these controversial decisions going to assure us of top 4 next season? Young hierarchy, young squad, sign-in, shirt number drama. Can we be normal? I mean, they could have avoided this with just saying he just continues on with the number 30, but obviously he's probably insisted on, no, I want to take that number, and got to give him that again, as I said, have to say most of you are saying that he shouldn't have got it. Ariel V says Henry scored 20 goals per season. Eddie still doesn't deserve the number 14. Cubics, Eddie is so underappreciated. If Martinelli would take the number 14, everybody would be fine with it. Yet Nketiah scored more goals and performed better than Gabby towards the end of the season. He did. That's a guy makes a very good point there. And funny enough, I saw this. Let me see if I can find it, because I saw this on Twitter, and it was coming from Gabriel, defender Gabriel, and he put out a tweet, and a lot of people are linking it to the response of Eddie getting the new contract and getting the number 14 shirt. And this is what Gabriel said in his tweet. He said, how can you be so ungrateful? Oh my God. That's what he's put. That's Gabriel. So, he's backing Eddie there. And he's a bit annoyed that so many fans are sort of against Eddie getting this. I don't even know if it's against getting the. There are quite a few that don't think he should have got a contract. As a lot of you didn't think he should have got that number 14. But that is what Gabby said. Joneses says people are failing to remember that the legend Henry grew into number 14. Eddie will grow into the number 14 shirt and prove everybody wrong. Come on, Eddie. I believe in you. Call me. Right? So there you go. There's some more support there for Eddie. This 7th, Arisha says, Don, why isn't anyone talking about the fact that we have too many short players up front and in the middle, it will haunt us? Well, I actually, funny enough, I brought that up yesterday, and I was saying that I felt that, we don't have no height really in that box. Even if we get Jesus again, that is not a big player. You know what I mean? That is not and I want to have somebody else in there, like a bit of variety in there. That's when I saw us being linked to that Skamaka. I was like, that's not, I can see that, I understand that, because I do think we lack that. And that's why I think we should be buying 3 strikers. We've got Eddie. Jesus looks like he's on the way. I think we should be getting another striker, and another striker that is completely different. Because Eddie Nketiah is a small striker, so he's not going to win nothing aerially. He's not really your hold-up guy either. So I agree with you that we need more variety there. Chris Fraser says Thierry is my favourite player of all time. I'm apprehensive. I was apprehensive, he says, when Theo and Aubameyang were given that number, but at least they banged. But Eddie, nah, people, nah. We ain't even given him a chance yet, Chris. Why don't you wait till next season and see? Matty says Eddie making that jersey like it means nothing. A lot of you are upset about this. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm in the minority here, where I'm saying that for me, give it up for him for backing himself. But I know I'm in the minority. I know that when I was in the office yesterday, you heard Cecil passionately against him getting the 14. Turkish was even what Turkish already. He was nope. He should not be getting that number. Could we just have, what that guy was saying earlier, just sign a new contract and not have the number controversy around it? I don't know. Charlie Norfolk says, playing well for 5 games shouldn't get you the 14. He might prove us all wrong. He might not. Then will look daft again. Putting a lot of pressure on himself. He really has put a lot of pressure on himself. Taylor Made says they only gave Eddie a new contract so they could have Eddie call Jesus in the transfer reveal video. They both got that celebration in it, that sort of call me celebration. So what's going to happen with that? Is one of them going to have to give that up as well, like they've had with the shirts thing? I don't know, man. There's too much thing nowadays over this shirt stuff and things like that. Paul says we need Osimhen. Very good with his feet, good hold up play, presses really well, and good aerial presence. Never liked Scamacca. The only thing about Osimhen, £100 million. That's what they want for Osimhen. I still think, even with Jesus coming in, I still think we need another striker. That's me. I really do. Plead the Fifth says, I'm actually sick of this club giving those overrated youngsters these numbers. Sunny444 says, Robbie, if he flops next season, no club in the world is going to want to bid for him and carry his expectation of 100k a week in wages. Now, you make a good point there. But in signing him for 5 years, let's just say he does do well and clubs come hovering. Arsenal are in a good position and they're not ending up giving away their player for nothing if they did decide to move him on. You got to consider both sides when you're making a player get a new contract. But obviously, it's down to Mikel Arteta. He's obviously backing. He's backing Eddie. He likes all along. He's liked Eddie. All along, you can see the players he likes. Eddie Nketiah, he likes Eddie. Yes, he's been playing him. Whereas somebody like a Pepe, he don't like. He hardly plays. He likes Eddie. He really does. Raven says Eddie will be great. Will be great. Watch this space. Just give him a chance. Paulson's FIFA says no player deserves that jersey. Maybe Alexis, if he could have stuck around. And then maybe, you might have a shout. And maybe what should have happened is what was said earlier by Cecil, which is we just retired that shirt because he's such a legend who wore it. I wonder what Thierry Henry's view on it is. I mean, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, listen, there's no way in public Thierry Henry would come out and say, oh boy, what's this guy doing with my shirt, man? Boy, nah. He wouldn't in public, but I wonder privately. What he thinks. I wonder privately if he's saying to himself, nah, you haven't earned that shirt. I mean, listen, before Thierry Henry wore the shirt, it was just a shirt, number 14. It was of no, special significance. But since he's worn it, now it has a lot of significance. But I wonder what Thierry Henry really deep down thinks about it. That would be really interesting to know. But, I don't think he's not going to come out. He's a classy guy. He's not going to come out and start saying anything about it. And he's probably looking on it and maybe saying, all right, Eddie, show us what you got. Show us what you've got. Chris Fraser said, just wanted to shout out to Don and the rest of the crew at AFTV for all the hard work. Big up, people. Thank you very much, Chris. Really, really appreciate it. Bigging up to all the guys. Been working hard this week as all of a sudden a lot of activity starts to come around Arsenal, which is really, really good to see. Lou says, I think he's got a lot to prove to the fans and defend the shirt number. Put himself, again, as I said, did he need to put himself under all this pressure? He put himself, I mean, we'll see, innit? We're going to see. If he what's going to happen next season is like every time he misses a chance. Remember that chance he missed at Everton where he's about a yard out and he missed that? And people are going to be like, and you wanted the number 14 shirt and you couldn't even bury that. I can see it already, right? It's a brave move, a very brave move. Anthony says, Gabby, WTF, did he get the Gooners into the top 4? Shut up, jeez. The fact that Eddie didn't do the business, fact, no sentimentality. Jeez. He's reacting to Gabriel saying that people are like, being ungrateful. Tell Gabby to shut up. Jeez. Gareth says, Arteta is doing what he is told, nothing more. I think Arteta himself absolutely loves Eddie Nketiah. He loves his work rate. He loves it. Sham, you can see what he thinks of it there. He's not happy. Christian says, I agree with Robbie. Shirt numbers don't win titles. Winning games do. I'm sure Henri will agree. That's a... I like that. I like that. Maybe I'm going to quote that next time when I see Cecil. Shirt numbers don't win titles. Winning games do. That's true. That's why for me, personally, I understand where Cecil's coming from. I really do. But right now where this club is, I don't care about no shirt numbers. All I care about is what they do when they get on that pitch. You could wear 1,000, 1 million on your shirt. I don't care. Right? I want to see these players prove themselves. Not a number. Prove themselves to the fans. British B33F says, Robbie, a player's legacy solely from their performance and record. A shirt number should not signify anything other than a squad registration. Now remember, there's a lot of if you look at a lot of clubs, let's just say, look at a club like Newcastle, right? After, Alan Shearer wore the number 9, it's like almost like the impossible job for whoever comes after to wear that shirt, but people have still taken on that shirt. Them lot up the road, Harry Kane, you know what I mean? Whoever takes on, I don't even know what shirt he wears, but whoever takes on his shirt after that, it's going to be the same sort of thing, you know what I mean? But are we getting too het up over a bloody shirt number? Or is it like Cecil said, no, that is an iconic shirt. That shirt only goes to someone that's earned it. You earn that shirt, or the shirt gets retired. Fluke says, did you think the baggage of Basuma's allegations of sexual assault and his future court date affected our decision on buying him? Well, I really don't know, to be honest, because I look on it and I think to myself, obviously we know that this court case thing is looming, but why would Spurs make such a big investment if they think he's not going to be okay with this case? I don't know if that's affected it. I really don't, to be honest. I don't know enough about it, and nobody knows enough about it because, he's so... Lewis says, does offering Eddie the number 14 as an Arsenal fan more appealing if it was the number 9 at Brighton? Could he be more motivated to overperform as a result? Come on, Eddie. Yep, he could have went to Brighton. Ikram says, Robbie, respect to you, but this is what happens when Turkish diss players like Eddie Daly. He's a young 22-year-old striker. Give him a chance. Listen, Turkish doesn't diss him, Daly. Turkish has his opinion where he thinks... you know what? Funny enough, when I was talking to Turkish the other day, he's not really against him signing a new deal. What he's more kind of against is the number 14 shirt and 100 grand a week. And he's saying, we need better. We need other players as well. So, but it's for Eddie Nketiah. He knows he's going to have his critics. It's for him to prove everybody wrong. Talking does nothing. Moses says, hi, Robbie. It's Moses. I wanted to say, if we don't get top 4 or winning the Europa League, for me, it's Arteta out. Really want Tottenham to get knocked out of the Champions League. Of course, we all do. Fred says, how come Saliba did not get a chance? Well, he's getting his chance now. They didn't think he was ready. Oh, hold on. I was just trying to get that one up, right? It was funny. Where's it gone? You guys are funny. Hold on a minute. I'm just trying to find it. Where did it go? Oh, I'll find it's one comment. It made me laugh. Right? It made me laugh. Oh gosh, it's disappeared from me now. Oh, here it is. This one from Jay. If Eddie is number 14, Xhaka deserves a statue. Come on, you lot are being so harsh, man. Just, oh, gosh, man. Seriously. Let's give the guy a chance. Let's give him a chance. Joey AFC Largy, big up yourself. Always a regular contributor here on the channel. We need top experienced players now, and we're still signing players what are young and I've never heard of. We still seem to be going for a lot of these really, really young players. Charlie says, yes, Robbie, I'm currently in Greece and trying to get hold of a mutual friend of ours, George. Do you still speak to him by any chance? I don't have a contact for him. The big up George. And Ariel V says, I understand with numbers that sell shirts. Generally like 7, 9, 10, but not TH14. That's the thing about it. I don't think Eddie Nketiah at this stage is going to be a big shirt seller. So even the 14, I don't think that's going to make a big difference in that aspect. Lester says, I think we should get Tielemans or Kessie. Can't get Kessie because he's already been sold from Milan. And Tonali, a kind of a central midfield maestro, probably sign a left winger as well, and left and right back too. Of course, Fabio Vieira will be the next one that's going to be announced very soon after this Eddie Nketiah one. Fabio Vieira signed from Porto. So we're expecting an announcement on that one soon. What number they're going to give him? It's just going to create more controversy. Don Arsenal says, Robbie's going to adopt Eddie now with that 100k a week. And Avacar City fan says, Nketiah, the new Henri. Well, listen, keep going. Listen, everybody deserves a chance. Christian says, Robbie, I find it funny that when Eddie was scoring crucial goals at the end of last season, Arsenal fans had a different tune. Same when Odegaard started to perform, and many others flopping. Listen, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest here, right? I as well, right? You can put me in that category as well, right? Up until the end of the season, right? I was like, nah, Eddie Nketiah, nah, not having him. Not good enough for Arsenal. Move on. You know, it upset me when he was talking about he wants to. Remember, Eddie came out and he says, listen, I want to play. I think there was one game when he scored a couple of goals because I want to play. And I've said to the manager, I want to play. And if I'm not going to be able to play, I'm going to have to move on because I want to play. I think I can play at the highest level. I think I can score. And I doubted Eddie Nketiah. And I was like, nah, mate. I mean, I've saw the goal that you missed at Everton. And when you've come on, you've not shown me nothing. Then at the end of the season, he got his chance, right? Mikel Arteta gave him his chance and he started playing week in, week out for a little spell towards the end of the season. And I was pleasantly surprised. I thought he played really well. I thought even in games when he didn't score, his closing down, his energy, his work rate was exceptional. And he scored some vital goals in that game against Chelsea. I remember he had a great performance in that West Ham game. And all of a sudden, I started to look on it and say, you know what? I wouldn't actually get rid of him. He's not my main striker, but I wouldn't get rid of him. I'd give him a new deal. I think this guy's earned the chance to have a new deal. I think it would be a mistake right now to just let Eddie Nketiah go off for free. I doubted him before. I didn't think he could produce what I saw towards the end of the last season. So I was like, yeah, give him a chance. And I was like, I don't have an issue with us signing on Eddie Nketiah to a longer contract as long as he's not the only one and that we bring in other strikers. So he's earned it. And as I said, I admire the fact that, you know, a player that was released, Edu said it, a player that was released earlier on in his career, you don't know how devastating that is for a young kid of 14. A lot of kids at that age just say, you know, I don't even want to play football no more. I'm done. I've had enough. You know, I've been going to academy 4 to 5 times a week, you know, and now I've been released. Let me just get on with my studies at school, or let me just, you know, or they just slip into just playing football every now and again. And, you know, but he didn't give up. He's gone to Arsenal. He's had to work his absolute socks off to be given a chance, and he's earned it. Listen, I don't know if he's worth £100,000 a week. He's yet to prove to me that he's worth that sort of money. He's yet to prove to me whether we should have the number 14 shirt. But certainly, he has earned a new contract as far as I'm concerned. He has delivered. If we'd have brought a player in on loan in January and he did what Eddie did, I would have said, yeah, sign him. Get him in for next season. I could see stuff that he was doing there. But he's not my main guy. But definitely he has a part to play. But I was one of those big doubters of Eddie Nketiah. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I was. So I'm hoping that he goes now to the next stage and really proves us wrong. Banging 15 to 2. I got this bet with Turkish, right, that he's going to get 15 goals next season. Prove them wrong. Go out there and prove them wrong, Eddie. Prove everybody wrong. Prove me, everybody out there that's wrong. Connor says Eddie's not big or strong enough. We need a good partner for Jesus. Jesus ain't here yet, yeah? Eddie. Connor, sorry. He says Eddie even came out and spoke against the club. 75% of last season, he didn't show up. I think you have to judge it on his starts. He was just a bit part player for most of that when he weren't really playing. So let's see what he can do, Connor. Joe says Eddie needs at least a full season to shine. It's a big responsibility on his shoulders. If it doesn't work out, then I'll start questioning the number 14. Call me Eddie. Honestly, I'm not too sure if he realises the amount of pressure he's putting himself by taking that number 14 shirt. If I was in his camp, I would advise them against it. I would have said, you know what, Eddie, there's still some people who doubt you. Forget the 14 shirt right now. Just get your head down, go. But he's not. He's taking it on, and let's see what he can do. KXV says you have to give him a chance. He wasn't even bad last season. He will surprise a lot of people next season. I still think Arsenal need a starting quality number 9. And I agree with you. I really do agree with you. We don't have a target man, and we need a target man. Anthony T.O. 1993 says, who cares what number he gets? As an Arsenal fan, I'm proud to have our youth team players getting games. Unlike Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, and Man United spending £80 million on players like Maguire. And, you know, you look at our squad at the moment and how many young players have been given a chance at Arsenal. It bodes well. You know what? If you're a young player and you're coming through the ranks at Hale End and you see the Arsenal squad right now and you see Eddie Nketiah and he's getting a chance and you see Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka, right? You're saying to yourself, you know what? There's a pathway. There's a pathway to the first team at Arsenal. If I play well and I really, really show, I can get into the first team. I can see it. I've seen it. In a lot of other clubs, there's no pathway. None. Some of these clubs have got great young players. No pathway. They send them on loan. They do brilliantly out on loan. Come back, still no pathway. So I'm kind of proud of that as well. I like that as well. So yeah, that's something for us to all be proud of. All the youngsters are wearing iconic numbers, which is good because it shows the dedication and a lot of ambition of who Arteta trusts and who will lead Arsenal over the years. Well, King Nearest, they've got to back it up as well, though. That's the thing. They've got to back it up, and if they can't back it up, they're going to be under pressure. Walcott had a number 14 shirt for a decade. Who cares, says your mama. Yeah, he did, and he didn't live up to it. Let's be real. So, you know, the only person who's lived up to that 14 shirt has been Aubameyang. You know, when it comes to goals, none of the others, you know, and Walcott did score a lot of goals, actually, but no, it's just very, very hard to live up. Right, I'm going to do the last couple now. NXT says Walcott is clear of Nketiah, though. Let's wait and see. Abdul Majid says Turner, Lisandro Martinez, who also been linked with, and have a watch a transfer daily, which I did this morning. I spoke about him. Tielemans, Vieira, Jesus. you be happy with this window. I listen. If you throw Rafinha in there as well, I'm quite happy. I still think we could do with a target man striker. I know this is going to be a lot of money, but I still think we could do with a target man striker, and I still think we could do with a holding midfielder, somebody to kind of, if Partey's not fit, someone who can play in that area. But listen, if those are the names coming in, and you added like Rafinha to that, that'd be a good window. That would be a good window. EFFB says Saka is a 30 though, Robbie. Emil Smith-Rowe and Nketiah getting those numbers is sacrilege. Man's got Bergkamp and Henry's number, Yeah. I get it, right? I understand you, bro. I understand Cecil. I understand other guys. Me personally, it's not that deep for me. It's a number. It's a number. And if we're going to feel like that about when an absolute legend has a number like that, then we need to retire that number. We need to retire that number so we don't have these problems in the future. Elijah Reyes says, big up Robbie. Love that you bring balanced perspective. Sometimes feel like presenters twist everything to fit a narrative. Blessings. I'm not trying to twist it to fit no narrative. I know people out there, right, are very, very, there's, no getting away from it. There's people out there, they don't like the fact, number one, that Eddie's even signed a new deal. They don't like the fact that he's getting £100 a week, and they don't like the fact he's gotten a number 14. All I'm saying is, personally, he's earned the new contract. I've tried to give a bit of perspective as to how the reason why he's getting so much money is the fact that there's no, if he'd have went elsewhere, he would have had no signing on for the other club. They wouldn't have had to fork out 10, 15, 20 million. They would have got him on a free, so he would have been on similar amount of wages. So for Arsenal to keep him, they've got to match that. And as regards to the number 14, I know it's controversial, but let's see if he can live up to that shirt. He's taken on a big challenge by taking that shirt. I wouldn't have, if I was advising him, like I said, I would have said to him, leave the shirt thing right now, just concentrate on your football. But he's backing himself. I admire that. And let's see what he does next season. And if he bangs in 20 goals, he can put another 4 on the other end. He can wear 14. He can wear whatever shirt he wants. If you want to switch, switch. Just bang the goals in, win us something, get us back into Champions League football. You wear whatever number on there you want. Right, listen, thank you very much for joining me today on this stream. Don't forget to check out Transfer Daily that came out this morning. Also, just want to bring your attention to this event that is coming up next week. There it is. It's the Claude Cup. Claude, of course, who used to figure regularly as a contributor on this channel. Great guy who sadly passed away, as we know. We're doing this big game for him. It's happening at the New River Sports Centre. Next week, Sunday, the 26th of June, between 12 and 5. You can come along. They've got it's a really nice stadium there. £6 a ticket. All of the money's going to the Guna Claude Trust. Also, if you can't make it to the game, you can donate. There's going to be a link in the description. You can donate to the Claude Trust, a great little organisation that was set up by Claude's daughter. And what they do is they do things like helping kids to go to games and people who are, going through issues. It's a really, really nice charity, a trust indeed. So make sure you get yourself involved in that. That's the Claude Cup next week. Competing for it is going to be AFTV, SE Dons, the Wall FC, and also Hackney Wick. So make sure you come and check out, and everybody giving up their time for free and coming down there to do that. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Listen, thanks for watching the show. I'll see you guys back in the morning for Transfer Daily. Thank you for everybody who sent in their comments. Really, really appreciate that. Keep subscribing here and following here on AFTV and liking this video, and I'll see you in the morning.